Hi, I'm Annie. Today I want to talk about some relationship stuff. So, what do you do if your partner's in a bad mood? Maybe they're just having a bad day and they feel a little bit off, or maybe they're just being kind of distant. This happens in my relationship, and it also comes up a lot in coaching. This is a really common problem. It happens to everybody. Sometimes your partner is maybe a little bristly or distant, and then you might, react to them in a way that isn't super healthy. And so then you're just feeding off of each other, and, there's just like a bad mood and sort of a cloud over the house. Just friction and tensions between partners. On September 4th, my partner and I are celebrating our 13-year anniversary. He has quite a few opposite tendencies to me, and we really complement each other. It's just been really amazing to see how I've become more like him in some ways, and then he's become more like me. We really have influenced each other and helped each other with growth, and just sort of, we strengthen each other in the way that we complement each other. And so in general, our relationship has gotten better and better over time. It definitely hasn't been easy. Like, relationships are not easy. But for some reason, we always wanted to keep going. Yeah, we just always decided to work it out, even when it was hard. And over the years, we've just gotten better at working as a team, communicating better, and just learning each other and learning how to support each other best. And it kind of seemed like the spirit of teamwork and mutual supportiveness was really solidified because of the pandemic. Everything's upside down and sideways right now. There's no time for trivial bullshit. There's just no time to sort of like push each other's buttons and react to each other, because everything's up in the air. Crazy weird shit is happening every day, and we really need to work together as a team to, as comfortably as we can, get through this uncertain time and just support each other to the best of our ability. So the pandemic really solidified that, and it's kind of like we maybe in the past had some habits of like pushing each other's buttons and, not thinking anything of it. Because of the pandemic, we both just like really straightened up and like, okay, we can't waste our time and energy on that, because we need to be a team right now. So there's a thing that can sometimes happen with us, that one of us is in a bad mood. If he's in a bad mood, then he just kind of maybe is a little bristly and kind of shuts down. And I can see clearly that he's in a bad mood, but I can kind of react with neuroticism. I just get really nervous, like, oh, he doesn't like me and he hates me and it's broken forever. I get like really irrationally neurotic when he withdraws. But sometime in the last year or so, this really cool thing happened. It was one of those evenings. He was in the kitchen just cooking dinner, and I was just sort of getting this vibe from him. He's irritated tonight. He's kind of shut down. I don't know what is upsetting him. I don't know if I said something to upset him. I don't know what I can do to make the situation better. And it was kind of maybe going to start sliding into that, sort of feedback loop of him being distant and then me being neurotic. And it just kind of escalates the whole thing. But it was really cool. He was in the kitchen doing the dinner prep, and he just stopped and, came over to me in the living room, and he said, I feel really off tonight. I just feel really agitated. Like, everything's annoying. Everything seems hard. I'm really tired. I'm just having a really off day. And he had never done that before, but I was just like, wow, thank you so much for telling me that. You seemed a little annoyed, or like you were having a hard time, and I just wasn't sure why. I didn't know what to do. And it was like that just dissipated the whole thing. I was just like, oh, cool. Wow, thanks for telling me. I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Let's just make a goal to have an easy evening. Let's just put on a stupid, easy show, eat some dinner, and, just wind down and go to bed. It was amazing. It was like magic. Like, just naming it. And ever since he did that, then I try to do it too, to just name whatever I'm feeling. Like, if I'm feeling really irritated, instead of like acting out or being defensive or being punchy or snarky or whatever, I just say, I'm feeling really irritated right now. We all have ups and downs. Everybody has days like that. So ever since he did that, then we just do that. It's like an amazing tool, and it's so easy. Instead of reacting or acting out, just fucking say what you're feeling, just name it. Put it out there. Demystify it. It's like magic. So the other kind of epiphany that I had, and this was actually in a coaching session when someone was coaching me, and I had this sudden realization. And since then it comes up a lot, people have relationship issues, and it comes up a lot in coaching sessions, is that when he withdraws and is in in kind of a bad mood, I get so neurotic, and my neuroticism just makes it worse. And I feel like I want to do something to help or change his mood in some way, but the way that I go about trying to do that just is not helpful. So one of the things that I can do is just like name that it's making me feel insecure. If he feels off and he's kind of grumpy and he says, I don't know, I'm just feeling grumpy right now. I'm not sure why. I'm just feeling really grumpy and agitated. And then if I say, well, that makes me feel neurotic. That makes me nervous. I feel like you don't like me. Did I do something wrong? Are you going to dump me forever because you're in a bad mood right now? Which is like not rational. He's not going to dump me forever. You know, we are always going to work it out. And so if I just name that, like, yeah, that makes me feel insecure, then that's all I need to do is just say it one time, like, wow, that makes me feel kind of insecure. And then he can say, well, you know, it really isn't personal. I'm just having an off day. Then it's out there. We've said it. And at that point, I can just stop being neurotic. Okay, I'm going to allow you to have your mood. You're allowed. Everybody is allowed to have an off day or be grumpy sometimes. He does so much for me. He just is very self-sufficient and also efficient in the way that he provides for our family, you know, roasting all the coffee, running the greenhouse, fixing everything. And I do find it difficult sometimes to find ways to contribute. It's a little bit annoying because sometimes I'll ask, is there anything I can do to help? And he just says, no, I've got it. He will not let me help him. And so I have to be really creative and like finding ways to contribute and help out. And this is a really subtle thing, but this is the thing that I found that I can do to help out is not be so damn neurotic all the time and just be more secure in our relationship. If he says he's having an off day, it's not the end of the world. And maybe I can't do anything to evaporate his agitation. I can't solve his problem or his mood right now, but the number one best gift that I can give to him is to just feel secure in myself. And so I've gotten a lot better at that. And I've just noticed from repetition over 13 years that he's not going to leave me. We're not going to break up. We're going to work it out. And so there's just no reason to feel so insecure. And he's a really secure person and he doesn't have a lot of these days when he has an off mood. But when it does come up, the best thing that I can do to help is just be secure and just say, I'm sorry you're having a hard day. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I'm here for you. Let's just have a normal, relaxing evening. I think in the past I would just kind of check in and say, well, are you okay? Is there anything I can do? And he would say like, no, I don't know what you can do. I'm just gonna make dinner. I'm just over here making dinner. And then I would say, okay, how about now? Is there anything I can do now? And it's like, just keep checking in. And it's so fucking irritating. Like I'm not helping by doing that. I think what I need to do is just say it once. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I'm right over here for you if you need anything. And I'm sorry you're having a bad evening and it's perfectly okay for you to have a bad evening. That's so obvious. I feel like this is really obvious stuff, but you know, we have our habits of dealing with each other and communicating with each other. And I know that often people can act out and react to each other, and it creates this sort of like feedback loop of negativity and unhealthy behavior that just kind of like amplifies the whole thing and blows everything out of proportion when it doesn't really need to be that complicated. Like one person can just say, I am feeling sad, angry, frustrated, whatever. And just by naming it and sort of looking at it objectively, like the anger, here it is outside of myself. This is what I'm feeling right now, or the sadness or whatever. It just puts it in its place. It's like the difference between the anger or the sadness running the whole show or just being a thing that one person is experiencing right now. So just saying, I am experiencing X, Y, Z. And then the other person understanding that it's not about them. It's not personal. My partner is experiencing this, but I'm okay. I'm right here and I'm fine and I'm secure in our relationship. And then also saying, I'm here for you. Let me know if I can do anything to help, and just be like a little more neutral and less neurotic. That's my lesson. Again, this sounds really obvious, and I think that happens a lot with epiphanies. It's like, it feels like an epiphany, but then after you get in the practice of the new way of communicating or being for a few months, then you're like, wow, that is so obvious. Like, how did I not realize that earlier? How did I not realize that the best thing that I can give him is my own security? How did it take me 45 years to figure that out, you know? Anyway, happy 13th anniversary to Russ and Annie. We are really excited for number 13. If you'd like to book a session with me, you can find a link in the description. I will see you next time.